We ran into someone we never should have. The elation I felt vanishes and my mind goes blank. Goosebumps cover my body and I realize I've forgotten how to breathe. Saber standing behind me probably feels the same. She grips my head tightly in her own, the same way I feel a sense of impending death. Saber feels the inevitable despair. He's like wearing the Ken fit from the movie, like the one where he's like in that, where he's like he realizes like the patriarchy of the real world, and he grabs like this like the fur-brimmed coat. I remember this. I remember this was in the movie because I remembered this because my dad dressed up as that one Halloween. To be fair, my stepmom. My stepmom was also Barbie, and I showed up as the fucking plague doctor. The man in gold, Nebuchadnezzar II, the unidentified heroic sphere who annihilated Castor's bone soldiers and even took out Castor with barely any effort. Now that monster stands in front of us. He's so close, we're exactly the right distance to begin slashing at each other at any moment. Death looms right in front of us, even more than when we face Berserker. Archer stifles a laugh. He's not even looking at me. Saber is his only focus. He admires her like she is a piece of art. Saber's demeanor changes. She must have made up her mind. She's already determined the man in front of us is an enemy. No shit, Shirou! Oh, I hardly moved a muscle. Hang on, I need to check something. I can hear the apology in her voice for not being able to do more. Even someone as powerful as Saber can only block his first attack. My chances of getting away from this guy are slim at best. Saber's asking me to forgive her for what was about to happen. She probably knows there's no way for her to defeat the man in gold. I can't let her do that. This is different than when we fought Berserker. I know, though I don't have proof, that making Saber fight at this servant can only end badly. Actually, I do have proof. I know from seeing his noble phantasm last night. Saber can't beat him right now. It does not matter of her skills as a knight. That's not even the right way to look at this. No heroic spirit, so long as they remain a heroic spirit, can beat the man in gold. Ah, but have you tried Lartoria? No, you're the one who's going to run Saber. I cover Saber in face arch. Now that's the man in the blue spandex. He smiles cheerfully. It's not cheerful, like at all. He raises an arm and lazily slaps his navel. Snaps his fingers. I feel sick. I need to leave right now or I'm dead. There's no rhyme or reason. I just need to say that this guy will kill me for standing in front of him like this. Go, Saber. We're near the church. The priest there should be able to shelter you even from him. I push Saber when I start running, trying to escape the death I can only hope isn't inevitable. There's no plan here. I'm just going to risk it all and run straight at this guy. Then I'm going to protect Saber's sword again, just like when we fought Berserker. I'm blown back. What just happened? The moment he snapped his fingers, something appeared right beside me. It's a giant hammer. It knocks me aside like a piece of trash, and I slam hard into the ground. I can't move. My body's completely useless, like all my bones have turned to jelly. I've lost all sensation in my limbs. The pain is so dark I can't even tell if I'm still alive. The man laughs. I try to push myself up, my mind won't listen. He said the thing. He said the thing, guys. Then my mind goes blank. He will kill me if I make even a single move. He will do just what he said he would. I can't possibly move after that kind of warning. Saber tries to run toward me. His blood red eyes are probably the worst bit about him. The man in gold won't allow it. He stands in front of me and waits for Saber to reach. Saber stops and glares at him. The two stand about 10 meters apart. I don't know about Archie, but Saber closed that distance in a heartbeat.
その様子ではまだ俺に下る気はないようだな。理解に苦しむ。お前ほどの英霊ならば、俺に選ばれることがどれほどの価値かわかろうに。
She has a wife. Fuck off.
よまいごと。英霊になろうと私は王だ。貴様の軍門になど下らぬ。
そうか。いかに王であろうと、お前は女だ。主の前に神戸を垂れ、仕え尽くすが女の幸せであろう。
Okay, Conan.
だというのに何を拒む。まさか物もわからぬ小娘でもあるまいし。俺の女になるのは恐ろしいか。
If you think this is bad, wait till you see him in extra CCC and extra triple C. That was something.
貴様。
そう憤るな。俺は奪うだけではない。等しく喜びも与えよう。俺のものになるというのならば、文字通りこの世のすべてを与えてやる。誇るがいい。お前にはそれだけの価値があると認めたのだ。
The man moves. He extends both arms and approaches Saber as if in a welcoming embrace.
そう。守護者になどなることもなく、死にゆく運命に戻ることもない。もう一度だけ言うぞ、セイバー。このまま俺のものになれ。この世界で共に二度目の生を謳歌しようではないか。
断る。そのようなことに興味はないし、何より貴様と共に生きるなどまかり間違ってもありえません。
Saber looks straight at Archer as she speaks. She stands firm, not taking so much as a step back. His laughter suddenly stops. I'm not sure what he found so funny in the first place.
いいぞ。それでこそ俺の見込んだ女よ。この世に一つ程度は俺に従わぬ者がいなければな。よし。では力ずくだ。聖杯を手に入れた後、その身に中身をぶちまけてやろう。喜べよ、セイバー。そうなればマスターなど不要となる。万能の器である聖杯、その力すべてを飲み干すのだからな。サーバントなどと人間の使い魔に甘んじることもなくなるだろう。
He's so damn smug to that.
アーチャー、貴様の目的は何だ。
Oh. She must have realized that the only option is to fight him, and before she engages with the enemy, she wants to know why he does what he does.
目的か。さあ、何だったか。あいにくこの世の財はすべて手に入れた身でな。望むものなどとうにない。
Oh yeah? I don't think so. You want Gaia.
聖杯を求めてはいないというのか。
聖杯？ああ、不老不死か。そんなものは蛇にくれてやった。
I really do need to read the epic.
不老不死を蛇に譲った。
Saber freezes. What just happened? Saber suddenly shakes her head to refute those words.
だがこの世界は面白いぞ。根本は変わらぬが、装飾もここまで来れば別物だ。これならば再びこの世で君臨するのも悪くない。
I'd like to see you beat the Iraqi army.
そうだな。俺の目的といえばそんなところか。 それを効率よく進めるというのであらば、聖杯の力も悪くはないな。
支配欲か。見下げ果てたな、アーチャー。そんなことのために聖杯を欲するとは。
欲するので、世の財は全て我のもの。自分のものを他人に使われるのが我慢ならんだけよ。お前とてその政権を人に使われては腹立たしいだろう、騎士王よ。
Pale mist shrouds Saber. Then in a flash, he's wearing a brilliant silver armor.
ほう。
He doesn't move a muscle. In the next instant, Saber dashes forward. In the space of a single breath, she rushes straight at the man and swings her invisible sword and with deep, deadly spread. Saber goes flying backwards. The saber armor materialized by magical energy. Archers must have done the same. In brief space of their rapid exchange, the man in gold arms himself. Saber looks calmly at Archer as she readies her sword. Even as his eyes meet hers, his sneer remains.
よいぞ。歯向かうことを許すセイバー。
The enemy happily announces the beginning of battle. Oh, okay. A white light bursts in the air between them. Saber's sword, shrouded in a bolt of lightning, cleaves directly toward the Golden Knight. 1, 2, 3, 4 strikes. Each time Saber's sword strikes, blinding light flashes from the contact. Watching repeated attacks is like staring at a strobe light. It's just like when I first saw Saber. That night when she fought Lancer. Saber channels her excess magical energy into her sword strikes with such speed and precision that she all but becomes a lightning bolt. The clang of swords against my armor echoes through the air. Archer hasn't even drawn his weapon yet. As Saber's sword strikes him, he barely manages to defend his head with both hands. He simply doesn't have the skill to block Saber's attack. Saber's skill with the sword is vastly superior to his. On top of that, her sword is invisible. Even if Archer draws his weapons, he won't be able to defend against that invisible blade. Strikes his armor relentlessly. The sword hits the armor, chipping away at it and sending sparks showering in all directions. The only thing the man can do is ward Saber's blows from his face with his hands. This isn't a fight, it's a massacre. But, in spite of the fury of Saber's attack, Archer's armor remains intact. If he's still unscathed even after such a savage assault, the golden armor must be his noble phantasm.
さすがにこれ以上はまずいか。相変わらず底なしの魔力よな。俺の鎧がきしみを上げるなど、そうあり得ることではないのだが。
Archer raises his arm, but not towards Saber. No idea what he's trying to do, but Archer just stretches his arm up into the empty night sky.
その身、ここで俺に捧げるがいい。
Am I hallucinating? Is this an illusion? He has something in his hands. It's a short sword shaped like a key. Saber plants both feet, unleashing a much more powerful attack against Archer, but Archer bats aside with his dark red sword.
今のは復讐の呪詛を含んだ宝具か。
Saber puts some distance between herself and Archer, glaring at his sword. The enemy wielding such a weapon is a threat, no question. But it also means he's showing his hand. Whether his noble phantasm is an armor or a sword, we'll be able to figure out how to deal with it as long as we can see it. Saber readjusts her stance. Archer's already said his armor is at its limit. If Saber could go back on the offensive with the same fury as before, she should be able to cut through his armor. Even if he pulls out his noble phantasm now, the next blow will decide the match.
最後だ。前回つけられなかった決着をつけよう。アーチャー。
The sword in her hand is still invisible. She readies her sacred sword, still bound up in the swirling wind, and faces her enemy. Saber seems to know that her noble phantasm. She put that distance between them because she knows how to deal with it. She's readying herself to face Archer directly. Each of them wields a sword, and if their powers are equal, then it is a matter of the wielder's skill, and that should mean Saber will win.
よかろう。では来るがいいセイバー。その剣に免じ、俺のすべてを見せてやる。
Man laughs. Saber charges without hesitation. Her sword will cleave through his armor at the very instant I think that.
ゲート・オブ・バビロン
An invisible door opens behind the man.
に
Saber jerks to one side. Archer holds something else in his hand now. Not the black and red sword. It's an invisible sword like Saber's, but by the time Saber deflects, Archer's already has a different. His sword strikes at her and merciless rain of ice swords. Saber twists away to dodge, but the air around her becomes almost solid with flying blades. She's driven back as the blades close in on her from all sides. As the swords clinging to Saber vanish, her enemy holds a deadly-looking weapon that resembles the Grim Reaper's scythe. Saber blocks the weapon, arcing for her neck with the gauntlet, but it's useless. The scythe cheats through her gauntlet like it's made of tissue paper and begins to drain her magical energy. It's as if it's trying to pull out her bones rather than her blood or flesh. Saber stumbles, but she manages to keep it together, but her retreat takes on a different note. She's not distancing herself to prepare for her next attack. She's desperately fleeing the enemy.
そんなバカな
Saber glares at Archer. She passes magical energy through her numbed arm. A halo of hilts floats around Archer. Those are the swords that slaughtered Cassier, his noble phantasm. Now it's backing Saber into a corner. Even I, looking on from a distance, can't believe what I'm seeing. All those hilts floating behind him are definitely his noble phantasm. Not 10, not 20. I can't see them all, but I can tell there's no end to them. They're all from different times and places. That servant has all the divine mysteries that have ever been mentioned in various legends and lore.
じゃああなたは何者だ
You know, with his ego, I thought you'd already know. Saber's voice trembles. No Saber would ever reveal their true name just because someone asks. But Archer's noble phantasm is so bizarre, Saber couldn't help but ask.
答えなさいアーチャー英霊が持つ宝具は一つだけのはずいいえ中には複数の宝具を持っている者もいますがだとしても二つが限度だそのように際限なく宝具を持つ英霊など存在するはずがない
存在するはずがないそれは早計だなセイバー
Should that no.
英霊は生前持ち得た武器を宝具とするならば単純な話ではないかこの宝具はすべて俺が生前に集めたものということではないか
私を侮っているのかアーチャーそれこそ絶対にありえないあなたが何者であろうと他の英霊たちのシンボルたる宝具を揃えられるはずがないそのような英霊はこの世界に存在しない
Saber's right. All the noble phantasms he has are real. There are demonic swords from Northern Europe and even from South America. No hero ever made a name for themselves in so many regions. Besides, Lancer should be the only one with Gaibolg. Heroic spirits have their favorite weapon they use during their life as noble phantasms. Based on their ruler, the only one who could have Gaibolg is Kukulin. But Archer isn't Kukulin, and that means his spear can't be Gaibolg, but the thing is, it definitely is the real Gaibolg. If those noble phantasms were all fake, that would explain it, but they're real, so that's no way. Could they all be originals, the weapons prototypes? It seems impossible, but then again, it might be possible. Legend and myth don't spring up from nothing. Plenty of myths share commonalities because someone or something served as the model for them to have. Hence the Ishtar, Ashtarte, Aphrodite chain from moving from Mesopotamia to Greece. Legends which get to the point of becoming the basis of worship usually only take root in the lands where they are said to take place. That's one of the reasons demonic swords and sacred swords reveal their true abilities in the lands they come from. So let's say there's something from before even that. What if various noble phantasms of mythology existed before they were known and named?
おお、お前のマスターも捨てたものではないな。どうやら俺の正体に心当たりがあるらしい。
Saber turns to face me. She's so far away. I can't help her from so far away. I've literally finally got to the point where I can move, even if it's a little bit difficult. And Saber, his noble phantasms are...
本物だというのだろうそう、単純な話だセイバー。最も古い時代。まだ世界が一つだった頃の話をしよう。その国は栄え、王はあらゆる財宝を収集した。
The Mesopotamia is only a unified polity after your past. What? Okay, maybe I'm trying to put real world history into, you know, fate, but it was very commonly Mesopotamia only unified in what? With the Babylonian Empire? What? The Babylonian Empire. Not the Babylonia, kind of. And even then, I'm not entirely sure about that. Because 1894 BC, so... Also... and when was the Shang? Just a tiny bit later. Just by a tiny bit, but about 300 years later. A life.
完璧な宝物庫を持ち、その中にある有象無象の武器は使われることなく王と共に眠りについた。要はそれだけの話だ。王の死後、宝物庫の中身は世界に散らばり、名剣であるがゆえに重宝され活躍し、いずれ宝具として扱われた。わかるか騎士王よ。お前たちの扱う宝具とやらは、もともとはその王の持ち物に過ぎないのだ。
It's like an inheritance. As long as you trace an object's history, a base or prototype will always exist. It only makes sense that every legend, myth, and noble fantasy passed down in each country has an original. Far enough back in the past, if one person collected all those prototypes, they could possess every noble phantasm, and that could only be one hero. A hero from the oldest of legends, far older than the legend of King Arthur or Heracles, the tyrant who ruled ancient Mesopotamia, a king who was half god, half human, who collected all the world's treasures, and who eventually sought eternal youth. By the way, Babylon never conquered Egypt, which I think might be a better example here to use than China.
Gilgamesh, 人類最後の英雄王。
Saber sounds like she's trying to keep the fear from her voice. Gilgamesh relishes their reaction.
いかにも、この身は貴様らでは叶うべくもない最強の英霊だ。
There's nothing else to discuss. All that's left now is for him to use his endless noble phantasms to annihilate his enemy.
ほう、我の名を知った上でまだ抗うか。今度こそ勝ち目がないと悟ったはずだが。
やってみなければわかりません。いかに英雄王といえど、超えられぬものがあるはずだ。
The air around Saber wavers. The wind envelops her as it picks up, becoming a whirlwind to protect her. As it does, her golden sword is revealed. No, Saber. I don't believe this. Does Saber intend to use Excalibur? Gilgamesh stops. He must know how powerful Saber's sacred sword is because his self-assured composure falters. Saber glances toward me briefly, but her focus is on Gilgamesh now. Is she telling me to run away while I still have the opportunity? Gilgamesh's back is to the river. Saber's over here with me. The positioning must be the result of our shuffling around earlier. Before I realize what's happening, Saber's facing Gilgamesh, protecting me. No, you can't. Not here. I try to force myself to move. With all the strength I can muster in my dumb body, all I can manage is lifting a single. I use every bit of magical energy in my body to use that arm to push myself up. I lost all sensation, but every bone in my body creaks as I begin moving. The pain is a warning. My body's coming apart at the seams, and if I move, that'll be it. I push myself to my feet, ignoring the warning. I try to endure the pain. I don't have time for it. What I need to do is get to my feet as fast as I can and protect it. I have a really, really bad feeling about this. It's the same premonition I felt when I faced Gilgamesh myself. We can't beat him no matter what. My instincts keep telling me that I just can't let Saber fight.
音に聞こえし政権か。いいだろう。
Swirling wind has become a raging vortex. Even in the face of that dazzling sword, Gilgamesh is unintimidated. On top of it,
こちらもふさわしいものを出さなければな。
he draws a strange sword from the gate behind him. Isn't he an archer? That's where my permission came from. The sword as he now has now doesn't exist in any legend. I can identify every one of the noble phantoms floating behind it, but I have no idea about that sword. And my leash. The sword itself is cylindrical. It consists of 3 segments, each rotating in different directions. It looks like a drill capable of piercing solid bedrock. Ea is the god of water, by the way. He is also the basis of Aquarius. Light flashes off the weapons. The two of them are still about 10 meters apart. Gilgamesh can't possibly avoid our attacks from that distance. Well, the Slapdrake is in the space between them. Saber must have taken it as a provocation. Saber moves. Her lips form the sword's true name. There's nowhere to run now. The noble phantasm, released when its wielder speaks his name, strikes mercilessly at Gilgamesh. The cylindrical sword roars. In response to Gilgamesh's words, the 3 segments fall faster. Saber's Excalibur summons a polar wind by driving it away. Gilgamesh's Ea creates a gale by drawing in wind. But Saber is more experienced with handling her anti-fortress noble phantasm. It's faster than Ea. Saber pours as much magic energy she can possibly into her weapon in seconds, igniting its massive power. She doesn't hesitate. Saber unleashes the might of a sacred sword so powerful it could split a river in 2. At the same moment, a light of mastering intensity flares to meet Excalibur's attack. The impact is tremendous. Raging winds tear trees from the ground. The colliding lights are like an exploding sun, blinding me. I'm on the verge of being carried off by the wind. I cling to the ground with my one functioning arm. It's all I can do to weather the storm of wind, light, and heat. How long will this go on? Their overwhelming attacks are so powerful. I fear they might split the world in 2, but then... It suddenly ends with Saber surrounded by white lights. Crash breaks the unexpected silence. Something thuds into the ground beside me. A saber? I know what it is. Even half blind, I couldn't mistake what I'm seeing. She looks dead. She's a bloody mess. In the distance, the Golden Knight, completely unscathed, laughs like a madman. I might be suffocating my foot. Hang on. His laughter rises so high it seems to soar up into the heavens. This must be hilarious to him. He's just smiling as if not even paying Saber any mind now that she's fallen. Saber. She doesn't answer. Blood spurts from her mouth as she tries to gasp. The world's gone, Fred. What was I doing? I knew this would happen. I knew Saber could win a get-go. Why didn't I try Saber even if I had to use a command spell? Misogyny is back. His smug voice is grating. This is my fault. I thought she could win. As bad as the feeling I had about this, I was sure Excalibur would win. I've told her to stop, but my command spell didn't react. I obviously wasn't serious. I've been serious about protecting her. I could have used the command spell to make her escape, even if it was just her, and there would have at least been options for me to fight on my own.
さてではいただくとするか。汚れてしまったが何いずれ同じ目に遭うのだ。ここで傷つこうと問題はあるまいよ。
Is that a threat of assault? Domestic abuse? His voice draws close. Saber must have come to. I see her eyes open. Saber, are you alright? I can see her breathing, and I'm so far away I can't reach her. She lays still, but I can't run to her. All I can do is call out to her. Saber! 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 Saber's mouth opens. She breathes in as if to ask for help, but even that is painful enough to send her into a coughing fit.
シロそこにいるのですか
Her voice is weak, and the question makes clear she can't see me. Hold on out. I can't very well say I'll help. I'm on the ground too, and I can only move one arm. I can't even offer words of encouragement. At least she can't see me in this pathetic state.
ああそうか負けたのですね私は
She tilts her head towards me, her eyes
申
lifeless.
し訳ありませんどうかあなただけでも逃げてくださいマスター
Saber coughs up blood. Anger seizes me and I see red. I've been relying on Saber, and this is the result. I took one hit and I can't even get up. I grab my head with the one hand that's Saber. I could just kill myself. I have every intention of crushing my head, so pour all the strength I can into my hand. The switch fails. Instead of using my finger, I imagine a hammer to press the switch to change myself into a
二
maid.
度と使わないようにね投影はあんたの手に余るから
I hear Tasaka's voice. She said that trying to do mage craft beyond your abilities would destroy the caster's nerves and magic circuits. So what? Saber's more important than I am. If I can't protect her, I don't need my head anyway. She saved me so many times. I never care about something the way I care about her, so I can't protect her. I'm better off dead. I hear the pounding of the fire, and the shattered bones of my body are being reinforced by magical energy. There's no holding back. I throw my switch open wide, ignoring my own limbs. I generate as much magical energy as I can. My spine ignites and my entire body grows red hot. My brain feels like it's melting. I bite my tongue to endure it. My teeth sink into the fleshy muscle. If I have to bite a hole in my tongue to remain conscious, so be it. Footsteps stops. Gilgamesh's amused laughter stops with them.
シロ何をしているのですダメだそんなことをしたら体が
She must sense something even without being able to see. Saber screams as she tries desperately to push herself up. Something in me snaps, and I stand up. My body tries to ignore my orders, but it begins to move with the help of the surge of magical energy I pour into it. It's like being set on fire and instinctively running toward water in hopes of surviving. I don't care. It's better than seeing Saber like that. Oh, right. My mind very nearly burning up. I finally realized from the beginning. I vowed to wield my sword because I didn't want her to get hurt.
逃げてと言っているのにどうして
I stopped the enemy from approaching. Saber is behind me on the ground. This is it. There's no way I can retreat now. Trace on. I restrain my panicking, burning body and focus my will. I need to imagine one single thing. I drive the projection into 8 sections to replicate the lost sword. There's something solid in my left hand. I don't even have to look. My second attempt at manufacturing the sword succeeds.
私の剣いえそれでもダメだシロも分かっているはずですそれでは彼には勝てないと動けるのなら今は逃げるのが
I'm not running. I came here to get you. No way am I gonna go home alone. I ready the sword. I hold it in both hands. It's so much heavier than the bamboo, so I glare at Gilgamesh.
やめてシロこの男はそんな
I ignore Saber's words and take a step forward. There's about 4 meters between us. If I rush at it with all my might, maybe I can cut him down. He doesn't move. Gilgamesh watches me for a moment, then laughs.
殺すか
His voice is utterly devoid of emotion. I instinctively block the attack that comes my way. Why you? I dodge the surprise attack by swaying sideways. Too slow. The first attack just sudden gets the barrage of attacks that follows like a storm. Blocking is all I can do. Actually, I wouldn't have been able to block the first attack on my own. Fortunately, when I reproduced the sword, I also reproduced its memory. A sword that's been so many battles gains a will of its own after all that experience. The sword must have already mastered this particular dance. I can't follow Gilgamesh's attacks, but the sword seems to be able to. Before I move my arm, the sword is already reacting to Gilgamesh's attack. I let the sword guide me a minute to parry Gilgamesh's fierce attack. It doesn't last long. Every time I swing the sword, my fingers go numb. I find myself gradually lagging more and more behind the sword's guidance. Gilgamesh should not be able to tolerate even the slightest bit of resistance from me. He glares hatefully at me as he backs up the slightest bit. I'm safe. If he kept attacking, it wouldn't have been last another second. I try to catch my breath, and then... He draws a sword. Looks familiar. Decorations aren't different. The thought that went into making that sword as well as the sword are too similar to this sword. Don't tell me, the prototype of the sword. Is he saying that? Is he saying he's holding the original model for the sword in the Tree of Supremacy, the Norse hero Sigmund's demonic sword Gram? Light flares from the blade. The sword understands perfectly that this is the same attack which killed Berserker in a single strike. It must be protecting its owner. The sword in my hand moves towards the enemy sword, more fiercely, more powerful than ever. For noble fantasy called Caliber, and the golden sword of assured victory, but it shatters instantly in the force of Merodach, the original sin. I hear something sliding along the ground. It's a faint rustling sound. Is the park's ground slippery? I roll across the ground like a bit of trash noise before finally coming to a stop. A voice tells me I'm still alive. Oh, there you are, Saber. I'm relieved to see that. I thought I'd been blown away, but it doesn't matter since Saber's here. And then, as long as I can stand up, I can run to her. I clench my arm. It's red. My arm's covered in some sort of sticky red memory, but there's no blood coming from it. Saber shouts sweet to me as I lay there staring at my arm. It looks like my torso is what's hurt. That single attack, I'm pretty sure Gilgamesh's sword is what sent me flying. That at least explains why I'm injured. No wonder Saber's so upset. The only thing I can move is my right hand. My left hand doesn't move. I'm not even sure what happened to my left hand. I can't even breathe. A diagonal slash covers my torso, stowing in my left shoulder. The slash runs all the way through my body, separating parts of me like mismatched building blocks. I look like a ginkgo leaf. I've been cut open from the shoulder to the hip. It's actually creepy I'm still alive right now. I don't think this miraculous sorrow is going to last long. I'm conscious right now, but my vision is already starting to narrow. Besides, even a tiny movement will send all my organs tumbling out of my torso. Maybe I really am dead. My conscious or my good or something is just hanging around watching it unfold. He laughs. I'm grateful for it, honestly. More horribly gritting that laughter is the harder my conscience fights to cling to my physical body. More footsteps. This time he's going to take Saber for sure. Okay. There is a choice here. I stand up is the path that leads forward. I don't get up leads to a Tiger Dojo. So I'm going to end this video off with the Tiger Dojo, and I'm going to take next video to start next video with the I stand up option, because this is running a bit. Laughter draws near. As soon as I try pushing myself up, lightning courses through my spine. The pain screams through every fiber of my being that I can't fight anymore. I can't get up. Even if I could, too much for us. I can't be. In that moment of realization, my body, so hell-bent on survival, finally gives up. The power that had been protecting me all this time fades. My thoughts slip. My mind winds down to nothing, as does my life. Oh, never mind. That was entirely short. Alright, I'm going to finish the I'm gonna finish the day then. Yeah. Oh, come on. Marvelous.
シローのおバカカッターレ信じられないであります。まさかこのタイガー道場にやってくるヘビーゲーマーがいるなんて。
Yeah,
ってい
hardcore.
うかこんなとこに来ちゃダメなんだから。早くあの金ピカをやっつけてセイバーをちゃんと守ってあげないと怒っちゃうんだから。それでいいのかブルマ。あ、チース先輩。まあ本当は悔しい。
Wait, hang on.
ここまで来たらちゃんとかっこいいとこ見せてほしいかなってそんなとこです。さあ道場はここでおしまい。
Alright then.
早く選択肢に戻ってパパーっと決着つけちゃいなさいシロ。
Yeah, alright. I think I'll just finish the, yeah, I stand up. I pour all the strength I have left into my one good arm. I try to grip the ground with a sticky, slippery arm and lever myself upright, even as I'm on the verge of literally splitting apart. For a brief second, I see Saber's face. She's on the brink of tears. In that moment, I'm proud to know my falling in love with her wasn't a mistake. Hold it. It's not over yet. I force myself up. I do not accept this death. I have a plan. Neither of my legs work. The magical energy that barely kept my body moving is gone. All that remains is my faint heartbeat, the throbbing of my organs trying desperately to continue functioning.
ほう、未練か。だろうな。あれはお前には過ぎた宝だ。その気持ちはわからんでもない。ならばこそ他の男の手に奪われるのは悔しかろう。
Too far. He goes too far. I can't listen to another second of this shit. Quit talking to Saber's thing to be claimed. I pour what energy I can into my right arm. It feels like it's made of lead. My body creaks in protest but begins to obey. I pull myself up to one knee. Damn, listen to me. I take a deep breath, trying to focus what strength I have left. Every time I move, I feel my words as if with mind to them.
もう無理だとどうしてわからないのです。
Saber sounds like she's denouncing me. She's far away. In the distance, I can see her staring at me, sad and forlorn. I push everything from my mind to focus on making my body move. Saber's voice is a distraction. Gilgamesh's laughter, the pathetic say by bodies, and none of that is the biggest obstacle right now. Right now, it's hearing her say that, seeing her looking like that, it's almost enough to make me give up. Finally, I feel a blood-filled life flooded to my knees. Now all I have to do is get to my feet.
いらない。あなたの助けなどいりません。敗北した以上、私はすでにあなたの剣ではないんです。このまま消えるのがサーバントとして当然の結末ではないですか。
Saber's now voice. Damn, if you keep saying that, keep making things even harder. Get mad even.
ただやめてくださいシロ。それ以上はダメだ。本当に死んでしまう。こんなことであなたに死なれたら私は。
I can't keep listening. She has no idea. So be quiet for a minute. There's nothing wrong with relying on me in times like this.
それは違うシロ。優先順位を間違えないでほしい。私の身などどうでもいい。そんなものよりあなたは自身の命を第一にするべきだ。
She's pleading with me. Knowing that I'm responsible for the agony sound of her voice makes me want to give up right now, but I refuse. There's nothing in the world I want more than you. I can't allow myself to give her into her plea. Saber gapes at me. I'm not sure why. I remember something. She once told me I was a fool who didn't know the value of my life. I think she's right. For someone who can't help themselves to try and help someone else is a little presumptuous. They're really only doing it for their own happiness, but while the person they're meant to be helping may not be so pleased, someone's first priority should be themselves. The people who think like that are the ones who can be truly happy, and so they can then share their happiness with other people as well. Yeah, I know I'm a fool who doesn't value his life. I've been wrong about the most important thing in life. From that day, the place in my heart for whatever is most important to me should have been empty. But I'm grateful for that abnormality, because now that empty space is filled with the person I truly want to serve. But Saber, if I'm the most important thing in my life, nothing will change. You are so much more beautiful than my life could ever be. Nothing could ever replace you in my heart. Then I realized it wasn't that I was sympathetic towards her. The girl of my dreams, that girl who fought and died alone, who I felt was never worth for all she. I was in awe of her. I thought she was beautiful beyond words. The vivid image of her taking her sword and charging into battle, never looking back, was awe-inspiring. Yeah, that's why I need to protect you, Saber. You were alone in your entire life, so I have to make sure you're not swallowed up by the darkness in your last moments. Yeah, when this is all over, on the verge of your death, I hope you can go into your eternal slumber proud of what you did with your life. No more hesitation. My objective is clear. Sorry, I love you more than anything, so I'm not letting him take you. I regret the apology as soon as I gave it, but I wanted to tell her that now of all times, because the words could come straight from my heart. I sensed her gasping. I want to turn around to see her face, but I really can't see anymore anyway. I stand up. As long as my heart is still beating, I can keep fighting. Magical energy is life. As long as it flows through, making create as many swords for her as she needs.
よく立った。で、その後は何があるのだ?
I feel a scorching heat in my right hand. Here on the brink of death, I'm reminded of what happened 10 years ago. It's a terrible illusion. I feel like it's like I did when I was in the fire, reaching a hand out and hoping to be saved. Go away. I can't leave Saber to you. I say as I raise my right hand.
たわけ。誰が貴様の許しを得るか?
Gilgamesh raises his sword. I hear Saber far behind me. I ignore and use my remaining manuscript and project the sword once more. Light stops me. A vortex of light rises at me. It's not as strong as Excalibur, but it still burns anyway anything it touches. When the heat scorches my body, I don't think about my death. I think about Saber somewhere behind me. This will kill her as well as me. At least need to protect her then. I said it's what I had to do. It's all I've always wanted to do. She's strong, but at the same time, she could break in at any moment. She needs me. She's like a drawn sword, so to make sure she doesn't get hurt, I'll sheath her. And then, before I realize what's going on, there's a sword in my right hand. I'm not sure who said that, but there is a brief hesitation. At the same moment, the invincible nightingale takes a step back. Saber takes my hand. The vortex of light fades. Saber's right beside me. Before me is Gilgamesh, eyes open and bleeding. I don't know what happened, but I realized it's just like the Berserker battle. Saber was using whatever I made and destroyed Gilgamesh's gram. Two titanic beams of light collided before one overwhelms the other, and we managed to wound the man who, until now, had been completely unscathed. He radiates murderous intent. It is terrifying, in spite of that ferocious, murderous rage. The Golden Knight leaves without a word. But there's no time to be surprised. I have no idea why I just left, but even as I find myself slipping into unconsciousness, I know the battle's over. My knees buckle. The tension that kept me upright fades, and I collapse. Saber hurries over and catches me. While I slip down into my rear, supported by Saber, I look over on my body. I can't help but cry out. My body's torn to pieces. I should have been killed the instant Gilgamesh laid me open from shoulder to hip. Well, this is definitely... My healing power must be at what got me clinging to life, but even that has some... I'm practically spinning too, but I can't possibly recover from this. I'm not even sure if I'm breathing, and everything's starting to go dark. My end is near. The only good thing to come from this is that Saber is okay. My wounds are faded, but it looks like Saber was just exhausted. She's just arms and her wounds are already healed. Even when I end up having to drop out of the war, I'm sure Tasaka can take care of the rest. You hear that sound again, the sound of creaking bones is coming from me. Curious, I look down at my wounds. What? I see myriad sorts, what looks like tons of tiny blades converging, laying atop each other, trying to knit together my broken body. I feel faint. It looks like every muscle and bone in my body is made from swords. Next moment, they're gone. My body looks normal, and what I thought I saw a moment ago seems to have only been an illusion. As proof of that, my ruined flesh begins fusing together. My wounds close right before my eyes. It's more like restoration rather than healing. Looking at it, I feel a surge of disgust rather than fascination. Looks like I'm gonna make it, but this is just
よ
too...
かった。この分なら死ぬことはなさそうですね、マスター。
I hear Saber's voice in my ear. She's really close. Let's grab my body. What's... I want to ask what's going on with my body, but I'm suddenly overcome with dizziness. And then my body's enveloped in a soft embrace. Saber?
いいえ、私には分かりました。傷が癒されるのは当然です。
I can't stay awake. I'm produced too much magic into me. Why not mine just wants to sleep now? I don't know how strong it is, but Saber moves closer and wraps her arms around me. She embraces me tight.
やっと気づいた。シローは私の鞘だったのですね。
Her words penetrate deep into my tired mind. The sensation is so comforting. The last of my remaining consciousness fades away. Finally realize I'm safe and so I yield my body to sleep. Before sleep takes me, I find myself thinking with a little foolish sadness that this scene would be better if our positions were reversed.